All right, let's tackle a grammar point that trips a lot of people up, but is actually way easier than you think. We're going to run a quick drill. Phrases versus clauses. Let's get right into it.
So you look at a group of words, right, like in the morning or when he arrived. How in the world do you know if it's a phrase or a clause? It's a super common question, and we're about to solve it for good.
Forget boring textbooks. Seriously, think of this as a quick workout for your grammar muscles. We're just going to run a simple two-part drill that will give you a foolproof way to tell the difference every single time. You ready?
Okay, first up in our workout is test number 1, how to spot a phrase in the wild. This is step 1 to really understanding how sentences are built.
Here's our super simple two-step check. First, just scan the words. Are you seeing a subject and a verb? A person or thing doing an action? And second, ask yourself, does this group of words feel like a complete thought? If you can't find that subject-verb team and it just kind of leaves you hanging, guess what? You found a phrase. Let's try it.
Let's put our first example on the block, under the bridge. Let's run it through our little two-step check.
Okay, so first test, is there a subject and a verb? Nope. We've got a place, but nobody's doing anything. Second test, does it make complete sense? Under the bridge? What? It leaves you waiting for the rest of the story, right? It fails both tests, so we know with 100% certainty it's a phrase.
Okay, now it's your turn. Just do this one in your head. The words are, in the evening. Run it through that same two-step check. What do you think?
So how'd you do? Did you find a subject and a verb? Nah, not in there. Does it feel like a complete thought? No way. You can almost feel that something's missing. In the evening. What happened? It needs more info. So that means it's a phrase. See the pattern?
So here's the big takeaway for test 1. The golden rule, if you will. If that subject and verb combo isn't there, it's a phrase. It's really that simple.
All right, drill complete on that one. Let's move on to test 2. Now we're going to hunt for the other piece of the puzzle, clauses.
And the definition for a clause is basically just the opposite of a phrase. A clause has to have both a subject and a verb. That little combo is the secret ingredient. It's non-negotiable.
And here it is. This is the only tool you need to find a clause. Forget everything else. Just ask one simple question about the words in front of you. Who is doing what? If you can answer that, you've got a clause.
Okay, let's put our new secret weapon to the test. Our first example is she is dancing. Go ahead, ask the question, who is doing what?
And look at that. The answer is right there. Who? She. That's our subject. Is doing what? Is dancing. That's our verb. Since we can easily answer the question, bam, it's a clause. See how well that works?
Let's try one that feels a little trickier. Because he was late. Now, I know what you're thinking. That doesn't feel like a full sentence. But don't let that trick you. Just stick to the tool. Ask the question.
And would you look at that? It works perfectly again. Who? He. There's our subject. Was doing what? Was late. There's our verb. So even though that word because makes it feel unfinished, it still passes our main test. It has a subject and a verb, so it is absolutely 100% a clause. This is a super important point.
Okay, you've totally mastered the basics. So let's level up our drill for just a second. Now that we know what a clause is, let's quickly look at the 2 different flavors they come in. So you've got 2 types. An independent clause is like, she finished her work. It's a complete thought, it makes sense, and it could be a sentence all by itself. But a dependent clause, like because she was tired, well, it still has the subject and verb, but it can't stand alone. It depends on something else to make sense.
And that right there is the big idea that ties this all together. All clauses have that subject-verb team, but only the independent ones are complete sentences. That's exactly why because he was late is a clause, even though it's not a sentence on its own.
You've finished the workout, so time for one last challenge. Think of it as a pop quiz to make sure all this stuff sticks. Let's see how you do.
Let's do a lightning round. In the evening. No subject-verb. It's a phrase. She is dancing. Yep, subject plus verb. That's a clause. Because she was tired. Subject plus verb again. It's a clause, a dependent one. And finally, under the bridge. No subject-verb, so it's back to being a phrase. You totally got this.
And that's really all there is to it. This wasn't about memorizing some boring rule. You just picked up a real practical skill. You now have a simple tool set you can use to look at any sentence and instantly see how it's built from the ground up.
This just proves that so much of what we think of as complicated grammar is really just about spotting simple patterns. Kind of makes you wonder, right? What other hard rules are out there that are just waiting for the right, simple question to unlock them?